because we didn't have money, or like the crew didn't have money. So it's like, okay, like what do you had to pay for rehearsal space, or you had to pay for costumes. And so that's why a lot of it was self-funded. And like the concept of being paid as a dancer started to become a lot more like, I think through the years, especially after I got out of college, I was like, oh, you can be paid like regular money. Before that, we were like, for different performances, we might be like comp tickets or like get certain like benefits. And that even after that, like even at that point before then, there was a lot of essentially like you as an individual paying and then investing your time, which I think personally for me, I don't regret any of the time. I think I was really lucky to be on a crew. We did practice, like we had hell weeks. We would practice till like 6 a.m. Like seeing the sun was not unheard of. It was very, very, very normal, especially within the community. Like during hell week, it's vibe. You have your hell week, you're there, and then you perform, and then most people are really tired. But with cookies, like specifically with choreo cookies and SD run by Keone and Mari, we would hear that they only practice 3 times this week and they don't have to stay, but they look so good. They want it first. How does this make sense? Because there was a part of the culture that if you put in hours and hours and hours and hours and hours, that means that you're going to do well. Whereas like when you kind of get older and you get like you have a little more perspective, you have more experience, you're like, oh, there's a thing called recovery. Where their recovery and also like good like mental health too. Like you can't like the more that you talk down to your dancers, like they're not gonna do as well. Like the more oh my gosh. What? And the more that you actually like hype them up, the more that you like feed positive or like give them like positive feedback, the more that you actually nurture them, the better they do. And that just took years of being around and dancing with a lot of different people to understand, especially when you're young.
Just for people listening, like just to give some definitions. When we say community, we specifically are talking about the LA competitive collegiate community, because there's a distinction also of the industry, which is obviously you're working in the dance industry. Then there's also another one that I didn't become aware of until 2016, which is the theater dance part of that industry, which has nothing to do with industry, nothing to do with the competitive community. It's just all being in the theater.
Concert dance.
More concert dance.
That's the world I come from.
So
it's like concert dance. So the concept of not getting paid to perform is like wild to me.
Interesting.
Wow.
Talk about your
Let me just give another just to further answer your question. Then I would like to hear you.